All right. I think I'm live. Let's see. Camera is not focused. Focus, camera, focus. Focus, focus. All right. Confirm with me if you got audio, if you got video out there live in YouTube land. What's up, everybody? Good afternoon on this Monday afternoon. Look at all these people. So many people watching already. Good afternoon, good morning, or good night. If you're in the UK, like Maria Hemsworth out there, then it's the evening. Shoot, it's probably early morning in Australia and New Zealand. Can everybody see me? Can everybody hear me? Let me know. If you got questions to ask live during the broadcast, you can put them in the live chat section. Let's see. Pop out chat. All right. Try to answer all the questions I can in these sessions. If I don't get to your question, it's nothing personal. I just don't usually have time to answer all of them. Or maybe I just didn't feel like answering that one question. Chris from Frankfurt, Germany. What's up, man? Lucas says hello from Poland. Stephanie confirms that she can see and hear me. How's it going, Stephanie? Leave it. Wow. Mehmet Bugra Balaban, originally from Turkey, but live in Phoenix now. Subscribe to your channel today and been binge watching. Coming in with 150 pounds plus weight loss. Let's see if I can get to the next level with you. Hey, man. Mehmet Bugra Balaban. Best of luck on your journey, man. Thanks for tuning in. There's a lot of information on this channel. I mean, there's hundreds of videos. Let me try to get this camera straight. There are hundreds of videos on this channel. Loads of free content. If you check out primaledgehealth.com, there's loads of free content there as well as recipes and stuff. You got 150 pounds plus of fat that you want to lose, so you're in it for the long haul. You got to understand, my friend, that this is a long-term journey. This is not a crash diet. No matter what diet you do, you could crash down to that body weight that you're trying to get to. But if you don't formulate a sustainable set of habits, a foundation of habits that you can stick with for the rest of your life, then the change may not last. So you've got to rebuild your foundation of habits, and this is a great place to start. So not only your dietary habits are going to need to be changed, your lifestyle habits as well. It means the time you go to bed, the way you deal with stress, the stimulus you're exposed throughout the day, the light cycles you're exposed to, both natural and artificial, all will play into your ability. Those all come into play on this journey. So it's not just about eating the right foods or not eating those foods, although those are very helpful. That's a big step. It's about a whole lifestyle approach. You've got to reformulate your lifestyle. You got to build a foundation of habits. So good luck to you, man. 150 pounds to go. It'll take you at least a year to get there. And this is going to be an awesome year for you. You've got to enjoy the ride. If you want to make it last, you got to enjoy the ride. You got to enjoy the lifestyle changes that you're making. All right. Mario De Leon shouting out from Chino Hills. What's up, man? VSG Angie says she can't hear or see anything, but Anton right after her says very good quality sound and video. So we're doing good. J. Patrick Campbell says, Tristan, can you accept PayPal for the coaching and or consulting fees? Yeah, man. Yeah, PayPal's legit. We got a PayPal account. We're part of the 20th century. We're part of the modern world. J. Patrick Campbell, if you want to, did you just email me at Tristan, Tristan, it's Tristan, at primaledgehealth.com. J. Patrick Campbell, and tell me what it is exactly you want, because there is a payment gateway on the site for the ebook. So you could buy our book through the website, through PayPal or credit card. But if you have some other issue, like if, I don't know, some people just don't like putting their personal information in there, which I understand. So if you just want to, do direct PayPal through me or something, you can email me and I'll hook you up, man. No worries. Anton Sabashnikov. That sounds so awesome. Sabashnikov. That sounds like a new generation of Russian rifles. Sabashnikov. All right. Vanette Mustafa, repeat viewer. What's up, man? Kevin Jones from Maryland, Washington, D.C. How's it going, my friend? Lucas Wischer from Poland. We got Frankfurt, Germany tuning in. We got people from all over. This is so awesome. All right. Let's get into some questions. All right. Sean M says, hey, I have a question. Are we called ketos or ketonics or ketononites or what? LOL. Sean, I don't know. How about ketophiles? You're a ketophile. I like that. Sean, you freaking ketophile. All right. Emeril, any idea why I haven't experienced increased satiety after 2 months on keto? I'm basically doing 25, 100, 180 macros at 21 years old, 165 pounds at around 13 or 14% body fat. Okay, so 25 grams of protein, it sounds like, 100 grams of fat, 100 grams of protein. Let me start over. Sounds like what you're saying is you're doing 25 grams of carb, 100 grams of protein, 180 fat. You're 21 years old, 165, 13, 14% body fat. So you got an athletic build. You're 165, depending on how tall you are. I don't know. You could be 6'3". In that case, 165 might be a little skinny. But hey, if you're my size, if you're 5'8", 165, 13, 14% body fat, you're probably relatively muscular. In that case, straight up keto is not always guaranteed to make you not hungry. For most people who are trying to lose a lot of body fat and who've got a lot of body fat to burn, it will result in decreased hunger and increased satiety. But look, 13, 14% body fat, 165 pounds of muscle, solid frame, you're probably working out a lot, probably move your body a lot. Hey, maybe you're just meant to be hungry. 13, 14% body fat, athletic, slim, muscular. You're probably not going to get the satiety that somebody who's got 150 pounds to lose, like my friend I was talking to earlier. If you got 150 pounds to lose, you're going to be very satiated because your body's got loads of energy stored up. When you're 13% body fat, your body is going to fight to get below that. It's not going to be an easy battle to get down to like single-digit body fat percentage because like a real 10% body fat is super, super lean. And you'll feel hungry at that level of body fat, especially if you're not taking exogenous hormones. You know, I mean, nobody without the aid of exogenous hormones is going to maintain a healthy endocrine system at 5% body fat, even like most people 7% body fat. They're going to feel They're going to feel like they're dying. They're going to feel drained. So there you go. JVB45 says, hey, from Oz, got the keto cookbook. Awesome stuff. Elaborate on that, JVB. What do you think is awesome about it? What's your favorite section? All right, Tramonto, Loco Latino, Choco Latino, Tramonto, Choco Latino. I don't know. It's hard to read that name. Coconut flour, good for keto. Regards from Italy. What's up, man? All the way from Italy. Look at that. From Ecuador to Italy. Hello from Ecuador to my Italian friend. Coconut flour is fine on keto. What would be wrong with coconut flour on keto? Now, I will say this coconut flour can be a bit heavy. It can soak up a lot of water, too. Very fibrous. But, I mean, look, if you're not allergic to it, there's no contraindications. Coconut flour is fine. Now, most of the things that people make with coconut flour can be like, I don't know, a lot of things that people make, like baked goods and stuff, can make it very easy to overeat on keto. So if you're doing keto for fat loss, you probably want to minimize certain trigger foods. So if like the baked goods are a trigger food for you, you might want to minimize that. Speaking of baked goods, my wife's baked goods cookbook should be ready this year. I mean, it's actually ready. We're editing it slowly and surely. So busy with so many projects right now, it's hard to actually finish any one of them. They're all in progress. Everything's in flux. Everything is constantly trying to find that balance point. But we've been working on a baked goods cookbook that actually has a lot of really, really good low-carb, ketogenic baked goods recipes in there. So you guys are going to be really stoked when that finally comes out. All right. Martin Hagen says, I train in the evening and fast until lunch so I can eat after training. Does it make sense? Yeah, sure. Look, I mean, it makes sense if your goal is to do intermittent fasting. Why you're doing intermittent fasting? I don't know. You looking for weight loss or fat loss? I actually prefer When I'm working with clients, I seem to get better results with skewing the calories to earlier in the day, meaning if you're doing intermittent fasting, instead of skipping breakfast, I have them skip dinner. This is how I do intermittent fasting as well. When I intermittent fast, I will eat breakfast and eat lunch. So I eat 2 meals during that day, and then I'll skip the later meal in the day. The reason I do this, and the reason I set it up as such, is for the circadian rhythm, which is very, very important. When you're doing a ketogenic diet, everybody likes to hyper-focus on, you don't eat this food, you eat this food, you eat this amount of food, you don't eat this food. That's the easy part. The reason people stall is not just because, oh, you're eating too much fat, too little protein, too much protein, too little protein, this and that. There's other reasons for us to be under the stress that'll make us want to binge eat, such as not sleeping properly, not getting to bed on time, not getting good 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Some people are barely getting 3 hours of sleep and trying to lose body fat while they're burning the candle at both ends, working out hard, stressing, working night shifts a lot of the times. And then they don't know why they're stalling because they seem to be doing the diet right. If you stress yourself out too much from too many different angles, the results just don't come. So, let me find this. Where did you go? Martin. Maybe training earlier in the day would be better, and getting your calories in early in the day, maybe, just maybe, it will help you sleep better because it takes about 4 hours to empty your stomach out. About 4 hours for the stomach to get empty. It's very difficult to sleep while your stomach is still full and while you're digesting. It's very difficult to get quality sleep in that state. So I prefer to get those calories in early in the day, get that digestion going. And then in the end of the day, at night, when we tap into the most body fat, when we burn the most body fat, then is when you want to be fasting, in my opinion. And I mean, it's just from looking at studies, feeding studies. They've done studies where they fed people early in the day, and then they fed people later in the day. The people that ate later in the day, same amount of food, same amount of protein, and everything was the same. People that ate later in the day lost less fat than the people that ate early in the day. Circadian rhythm is very important. The timing of how we're exposed to light, how we're exposed to certain stimulus like food is important. All right, Zach A says, I'm really digging the cookbook, man. What's up, Zach? How's it going? Thank you for shouting out the cookbook again. Now, the cookbook that Zach's talking about is not the baked goods book that I was just telling you guys about a moment ago. He's talking about the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, a training manual for low-carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. I nailed the title that time. My wife spent over 1.5 years making this book. I spent over 1.5 years getting to taste and eat the delicious foods that she included in the recipes of this book. So it's very dear to my heart. Yeah, if you want to support the channel, if you like all the free information, the free content we put out, and you want more, then check out the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for for low carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. It's more than just a cookbook. That's why we call it a training manual. There's a lot of information in this book. Nutrient dense book. All right. Ray's Saint says, hi, Tristan. Please advise if you have to have a calorie deficit if you're doing intermittent fasting to lose weight. Thanks, Tristan from South Africa. What's up, my friend in South Africa? How is it going? Hope you're doing well over there on the other side of the ocean. All right. That's a good question. It's a very good question. I've hit on this in a lot of different ways, but see if I can find a new approach to it. All right. Basically, what I got to say is this. I always got to reiterate. Energy balance matters. Yes, hormones play a major part in how we use that energy that we have. And I mean, hormones play a major part in if we're able to tap into body fat or not. But that doesn't negate the fact that energy balance matters. If you put 300 grams of fat in your body, you should not expect to be burning your own body fat because you're giving yourself an exogenous source of fuel. That being said, intermittent fasting is a really good way to actually keep yourself satisfied and in a low hunger state, in a state of fat burning, body fat burning, namely. Intermittent fasting is really powerful for that, but it doesn't negate energy balance. You still do have to be in a deficit. Now, the magic of intermittent fasting is it makes it really easy to be in that caloric deficit. Now, yeah, I'm not a big fan of you just tell people to portion control and they'll lose weight. Calories in, calories out. You just tell them, eat less calories, and they lose more weight. It obviously doesn't work. It doesn't work. It just, the calories in, calories out model is insufficient to describe what's going on. We have systems within systems interacting with systems within systems, and that's the human body. The metabolism is not such a simple thing. There's a lot of different inputs. Stress will change your endocrine system. Disrupted circadian rhythm will change your hormonal response to food. One night of poor sleep will give you pre-diabetic blood glucose numbers. How interesting is that? One night of missed sleep. So, yeah, there's a lot of different things that will affect how you can burn calories. Of course, not all calories are created the same, right? Your body's going to treat that high fructose corn syrup a little bit differently than it's going to treat an apple. So the hormonal response to foods is important. Very, very important. J. Patrick Campbell says, Tristan, can you do family coaching in Spanish and English? My wife is from Central America. Patrick, sí puedo hacerlo, pero mi español no es perfecto. Yo no sé, no tengo vocabulario para las palabras científicas de la dieta ketogénico, pero podemos ver. If you're interested in coaching, you want to do coaching in Spanish with your wife, we can give it a shot. Sometimes the terms are a little bit harder, scientific terms for me, but we could get it done, man. We could try it out. I've done things like this before. It's just my Spanish is nowhere on par with my level of English, right? I grew up speaking English, speaking Spanish, conversational Spanish, living in Latin America for 6 years, so I can get by. But, I'm not taking college level, university level courses in Spanish. This is basic, conversation. Conversation Spanish is what I get. Hey from Oz, got the cookbook. Awesome stuff. Thanks, man. I think I already read that question. Gloria Aviles, is it true that stubborn love handle fat is a sign of insulin resistance or genetics? Mine don't want to budge. Yeah, I mean, visceral fat around the midsection, around the organs, is associated with insulin resistance. It's kind of a chicken or egg situation, though, because when you get rid of that fat, the insulin resistance goes away. And it is the most difficult fat to get rid of. Unfortunately, you can't spot target fat loss. So you're not going to be able to spot target the love handles. What you will be able to do is lose body fat from the whole body and diminish the size of those love handles. So just keep pushing forward. And once you lose the body fat, the insulin resistance will go away. But it takes time, it takes energy. It took time to get there, so it's going to take time to get out of it, right? All right. Jennifer Santangelo. Jennifer from Canada. I don't think I've ever seen your thoughts on bulletproof coffee. Thoughts? All right, bulletproof coffee. That is a marketing term. It's a marketing term. It's the brand. Bulletproof is a brand. My thoughts on putting fat in coffee, it's fine if you need to get those fats in. Now, if you're doing this for fat loss, if you're doing a ketogenic diet and you're trying to lose body fat, drinking a bunch of bulletproof coffee, meaning putting a bunch of butter in your coffee, is not going to make you lose body fat. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's the cold, hard truth. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing special about it. It's not doing anything amazing. Probably tastes good to the people who like it. If you like it, go for it if it can fit into your macros. But tell you this, if your goal is to lose 100 pounds or 150 pounds, like my friend I was talking to earlier, then you're going to want to avoid the bulletproof coffee and not want to be taking in a bunch of fat, especially in between meals. So if it's worth it to you, if you need the fats, sure, bulletproof coffee can be fine, but it's nothing special. Really, it's nothing special. And as far as like brands, bulletproof, effective marketing. Is their coffee any better than anyone else's? No. They don't even sell, like they sell cacao. They don't even sell organic cacao. It's great marketing. All right. Wisconsin. What's up, Ruben? How's it going, man? Clip Cut says, I was wondering what type of training regimen you recommend on keto to gain muscle. I'm at 11% body fat and 120. Gaining muscle on keto. What kind of training regimen? Look, if the goal is to gain muscle, all you need to do is eat sufficient calories, especially protein, have enough energy calories to actually rebuild. So fat would be the energy source. And you need stimulus. So you need hypertrophy response. Meaning you got to break down the muscles. You got to use them. There's 100 different ways and regimes and regimens that you can use to build muscle. What's going to yield the most results? I mean, it all depends on on context. So yeah, it's all about context. I don't know your context. I don't know what you like to do. Lifting heavy can be good. Lifting light can be good. Full body routines can be great. Upper lower splits can be great. I mean, there's so many different ways to go about it, but basically you got to get consistent. You got to get in there. You got to create that hypertrophy response through either lifting weights. I mean, there's ways people do it with kettlebells. There's a lot of different ways you can build muscle. It's actually up to you. Choose your weapon and stick to it. All right. Chase, I've been watching a lot of Jason Blaha lately and haven't seen a lot of results. Do you have any points that you two agree upon? You're trolling, right? Like you're trying. Jason Blaha. I know who Jason Blaha is. It's pretty funny. All right. Next question. Flatbreads, man. I'm hooked. JVB45. So that must be my an answer to my question on what part of the book you like the most. Yeah, those keto flatbreads are pretty legit, right? They're very, very good. Yeah, those are one of the favorites. People are really into those. One of my favorites. I just had them this morning. Even if you're not doing keto and you feed your friends non-keto or your family, if their family's not on keto, you can make those. You can use them as pancakes. Put syrup on them for your kids. Maple syrup or something, natural honey, something like that. A little natural sweetener. All right. Brenda Lou, what do you think about the egg fast? I don't think about the egg fast. I don't recommend the egg fast. All right. 9 to 5 says, any help here would be amazing. I'm a month into keto. I'm developing a bumpy and itchy rash on my neck. The internet has me confused. Yeast die off, candida die off. Any pointers? Yeah, the internet's got you confused because that's what the internet's here to do. Confuses everybody. It's the Tower of Babel. And unfortunately, I don't have the answer for you on that. There's been a few people who've asked me this question. And it's something that's not very common, but it's common enough that I've heard it before. People getting like some kind of a rash. They'll call it the keto rash, but it usually goes away in a week or so. It to me, I don't know what it is. I mean, it could be yeast die off, candida die off, bacterial imbalance, bacteria going nuts because you pulled its main fuel source. It could be many things, but stick with it. Reduce your inflammation, keep your stress low, and it'll go away. Tristan, what are the benefits of maca? It seems high in carbs for keto. All right, great question. So we've got maca on the website. Probably have it up for another month or so. We've got 1 kilo bags. Maca, what are the benefits of maca? If you want to learn about maca, we've got a free ebook. So if you're interested in maca, look at our free ebook on our website, primaledgehealth.com. You just search maca, or you go to our maca page, you'll get the ebook, download. It's free. Check out the ebook. Tells you all about maca, all about how to use it, why to use it, how it's been used, the history of maca. Gives you all the information you want. Your comment says it seems high carbs for keto. 1 dose of my maca has about 3 grams of carb, of net carb. That is not high in carb. That's 3 grams of freaking carb. You have a gram of carb in an egg. So yeah, I mean, a dose of my maca is a teaspoon. You can take up to 3 teaspoons, and 3 teaspoons would be 9 grams. But 1 teaspoon is an effective dose. And 1 teaspoon of my maca, I guarantee you, is stronger than a tablespoon of this crap you're going to buy from other places. Seriously, guaranteed. Check it out. So yeah, if you want to learn more about it, you just check out the free ebook. I've talked about maca on so many of these because a lot of people ask about it. But yeah, I'll let you do a little bit of research there. Check out the free ebook at primaledgehealth.com. Over the past few years, Stephanie, leave it. How's it going? Over the past few years, I've lost a total of 80 pounds and was listening to a lot of people that were complaining about yo-yo dieting in your most recent live Q&A. And I know when I retreat to bad habits, it's because I get too obsessed about the number on the scale and get discouraged when it's not constantly going down. Well, that's not a question. That's a statement. And I thank you for that statement. Stephanie, leave it. You've lost 80 pounds. Congratulations. I mean, really, 80 pounds. You've lost as much weight as a small Japanese woman. I mean, literally, like you've lost as much weight as your average Like you've lost almost an entire person of weight. That's fantastic. That's good. Keep going. Congratulations. You know that it's a lifestyle change that's required, that it's not just a quick fix. It's a lifestyle change. All right. Right. Same. Thank you for your earlier answer. In your opinion, can you do 24-hour fasts consecutively? I find this quite easy, but wondering if I'm damaging my body. South Africa again, we love you. Hey, it's all context, right? So can you do 24-hour fast consecutively without damaging yourself? Of course. Why do you want to do this fast, though? You're not physically harming yourself. I mean, in long term, a lot of fasting can reduce lean muscle mass, a little bit catabolic action there. But the benefits of fasting, autophagy and whatnot, many people would say that it would override that. You'd only be killing off the weak cells that you don't need. 2 24-hour fasts consecutively should be fine in context, right? But like I said 100 times before, I don't guide clients through fasting. I don't put my clients on fasting regimens long term. Because if you're trying to do fasting for fat loss, I think you can get into some dangerous ground there. But like intermittent fasting, fine, 24-hour fast now and then, all good. You should be fine. Don't trip on it. Just don't turn it into an eating disorder or an obsession, right? Don't get hooked on the fasting. All right. John Smith, can you talk about fruits? Other than the obvious high carb, are there any other reasons they aren't eaten, like health-wise? Fruit. I'm not. So you probably expect me, John Smith. Thank you for the question, my man. You probably expect me to say fruit is bad, all carbs are bad, because that's what a lot of these people who get on ketogenic diet and promote it, they take it to extremes. But I don't believe that carbohydrates are bad. I don't believe that fruit is inherently bad. So here's how I like to put it. When does fruit grow? When do high carbohydrate, sweet foods grow? They grow during long light cycles, like the summer and the spring. So these foods are readily available in massive quantities and massive amounts in these times of feast before the time of famine, in the fall and the winter. So these are foods that are coupled with long light cycles. So if you live in an environment where you're getting like a 12-12 light cycle all year round, like I do, Ecuador, probably handle those carbohydrates better. Vitamin D from the sun, created out of cholecalciferol, created out of cholesterol. Sulfated cholesterol turns into vitamin D when you're exposed to sunlight, and that lowers blood sugar. So when are you going to have the highest vitamin D levels? You're going to have the highest vitamin D levels when you have the highest availability of high carbohydrate foods. How interesting. What a coincidence. So carbohydrates are meant to be eaten in long light cycles seasonally. That's what I'll say about fruit. When you got refined, sugary, super sweet, hyper-palatable foods that we're biologically programmed to binge on because they're only available seasonally. And if you find a cache of berries, you're not going to just take them home and save them for 10, 15 days. They'll go bad, even if you get a fridge. Unless you ferment them or create some kind of a wine or something or a mead, you're going to have to eat these seasonable fruits quickly. They're foods that are meant to fatten us up to get us ready for cycles of lack. So that's what I'll say about fruit. Not all bad. It's all about context, right? You don't want to go too extreme with anything. We lose perspective. Jennifer Santangelo, how's it going? Michael from Wisconsin. No, Michael from Alexandria, Virginia. What's up? Jennifer says, JVB45, I was vegan for a year and my health disintegrated. It was almost scary how much my internal makeup changed. Keto is almost literally saving me. Jennifer, I'm really glad to hear that you're feeling better now. I'm sorry to hear that your health tanked on a vegan diet. And I'm sorry to say that's not uncommon. Anna SSS, what did you eat today, Tristan? That's a good question. All right, so this morning I had some of them keto flatbreads with some sardines. I love sardines. Like, I'm really into sardines. I had the brand of sardines I ate were Matiz, and these are imported from Spain. They're delicious. They're so good. So I had some of those keto flatbreads with sardines. And then this afternoon, I was keeping it simple. I've had a busy day. I had 2 meetings today. And then I've got this podcast I'm doing. So relatively busy day. Got 100 other projects I'm trying to finish. My hands smell like gasoline because they're soaked in gasoline from working on a truck, which for some reason the gas tank just busted open yesterday and leaked gas everywhere. So I got a lot of things going on, but yeah. So what did I eat for lunch? Quick and easy. Pulled some meat out of the bone broth pot, and we just throw a bunch of meaty bones in a pot. We've almost always got some bone broth around in the house. It's not always cooking and simmering, but I'd say about 3 days out of the week, our house smells like delicious, slow cooking meat. So I pulled some of that slow cooked meat out, threw a little bit of olive oil on it, and ate it right before I came to talk to you guys. So that's what I've eaten today. All right. J. Patrick Campbell says, gracias, tú hablas muy bien en español. Muchísimas gracias, Patrick. Vivo aquí en Ecuador 6 años. Yo tengo que hablar bien. Pero hay mucha gente aquí que vive mucho tiempo y no habla español muy bien. Pero me gusta español. Me gusta mucho. Okay. Bettel, 123 Bettel. I've been on paleo for 12 years, but I found my energy fluctuated. So I've been on keto 5 months. Have lots of energy, better sleep, and gain muscle. Thank you for your advice. Still learning. Hey, we are always still learning. Thank you for the shout out. I get so excited sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't hit me right, but sometimes it nails me. Like right now, I never met you. I don't even know your real name, Bettel123 Bettel. But I don't know. It's cool. We can connect. We can touch each other's lives from so far away, and I feel really blessed and fortunate to be able to offer, whatever it is I offer here on this channel. Try to give as much good content, free content as I can. And thanks for shouting out. Thanks for supporting. Enjoy. Continue. More energy, better sleep, and gaining muscle. Sounds like you're doing something really right, so keep it up. PTA Lexum Mola says, what's up, my brother? Beautiful family. God bless them here from Miami, Florida. Just got your ebook. Can't wait to start cooking. I did keto about 2 months ago, but I stopped because I got constipated. Hey, all right, so here you go. You didn't even ask a question. You just shouted out. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got the cookbook. That will help you. It's the training manual. The training manual for low-carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook. Again, that's available exclusively on primaledgehealth.com. Thanks for buying the book. Thank you for the sweet words to my family. Thank you very much. I don't know what to say. Thank you. You said you did keto for 2 months, but you stopped because you got constipated. You're probably constipated because you weren't getting enough sodium. This is the most common cause of constipation in any diet is lack of sodium. So when you're doing keto this time, my friend, make sure you're getting sodium in. So for you, 2 to 3 teaspoons of salt per day on top of what's already in the food, sodium-wise. So if you're eating 3 meals a day, try to add a half to 1 teaspoon of salt to each meal, and that should help. Also, magnesium. Make sure you're getting enough magnesium in. I usually recommend supplementing with magnesium. So get your magnesium in. The supplement form of magnesium that I recommend is magnesium glycinate. Try magnesium glycinate out. 400 milligrams, 1 to 2 times a day. Should keep you normal. You'll be all right. Luba Nawek says, advice for the last 10 pounds. Last 10 pounds. Woo! It's all about perspective, Luba. Last 10 pounds. Patience. Last 10 pounds takes the longest. It's the hardest to get off, and your body wants to hold on to it. So if you've made significant progress up to now, maybe it's time to relax a little bit. Stop with the aggressive fat loss. Maybe increase your caloric intake a bit for 2 to 3 weeks. Don't worry about the scale. Then get back into that deficit when the engine's revving high, when the idle's higher, when the metabolism's going. Then you get back into that deficit so you can burn off those last 10 pounds. But sometimes going too aggressive and stressing out and burning the candle from both ends makes it harder. So keep your stress low, sleep well, and take it easy. It will come off, but those last pounds are the hardest. All right. Janie Bug says baked goods can lead to a slippery slope. Yeah, they definitely can lead to a slippery slope for a lot of people. So yeah, if it's going to be a slippery slope for you, then don't mess with the baked goods. It's so simple. All right. Evolving Aaron B says, Janie, for some it can, and for others it means it helps sticking to the keto plan. Absolutely, Aaron. Thank you for dropping in. Evolving Aaron B, always with the sweet comments, always supportive. Great comment. Yes, it's all about context. For some people, it's like make or break. Like they find that they can make some of these baked goods and it helps them stick to the diet. It helps them prepare food for their wife or husband who wasn't able to stick to the diet. So for some people, you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Thanks, Aaron. Caveman Way says, advice for people with no gallbladder, doing a keto diet to fix strep overgrowth, but my body can't digest fats well due to no gallbladder. Yeah, you're going to have to use bile salts. So look into ox bile salts or betaine HCl. Look into some bile salts and some enzymes to help you digest these fats. You can totally do it without a gallbladder. Bile salts will be very helpful. Abby. Oh, yeah. And by the way, I'm not a doctor. It's not medical advice. I'm not a member of the medical priesthood or establishment. I'm not sanctioned to give medical advice. So, you know, just take it for what it is. All right. Thoughts on green superfood powders. So make sure to get in veggies every day. I wonder if there's any benefit also to using a powder. Yeah, some of these green superfood powders have amazing stuff in them. Like I think some of them are great. I mean, they're basically ground up and dried herbs and greens. Some of them are awesome. Spirulina, chlorella, these can be great. You can get some good ones. So I'm not going to bash the superfoods powders. A lot of people like to bash the word superfood. There's all these marketing one-upsmanship games that everyone likes to play in the stupid fitness industry illusion. And yeah, so like the word superfood gets kind of bastardized, but yeah, there are superfoods out there. There are foods that will supercharge you. And yeah, I don't know, some of these green powders might have some good stuff in them. So I will not deny them all. If they work for you, go for it. I like some of these powders. We make green powders here too. Actually, in the cookbook, Jessica's cookbook. Jessica, you got a green powder recipe in your cookbook, don't you? She says, yes, sir. She called me sir. That's crazy. Yeah, so there's a recipe in the cookbook, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com, that teaches you how to make a green superfood powder. So if you've got a garden with a lot of greens in it, it can be really hard to not let some of that go to waste, unless you got chickens that are eating all your extra stuff. But if you've got a decent sized garden, you're producing lots of greens, drying some of them and powdering them can be a good way to get in some extra nutrition, boost that nutrition. And we tell you how to do that in the Ketogenic Edge cookbook. Kyle Sampson, what's up, man? What's your insight on doing keto for autoimmune disease? Any tips for someone trying to heal from this using keto? All right, there's a lot of autoimmune diseases out there. Keto will not heal the root cause of an autoimmune disease. I'll say that right here. No diet is going to heal the root cause. Now, if the autoimmune condition is coming from a constant inflammatory response from foods that you're allergic to, then of course diet will make a huge difference. But why are you getting that inflammatory acute response to these foods and to the stimulus? That's the question. So when healing from anything, we have to look at factors both internal and external. How are you relating to your environment? What are your stress levels like? Stress is usually one of the deciding factors in autoimmune diseases. When you look at people who get diagnosed with hypothyroid, with Hashimoto's, things like that, the common factor is they almost always had a breakdown emotionally, psychologically right before that, a really stressful time. So reducing stress is huge. That's my number one tip when you're doing keto, for trying to, use it as an adjunct therapy for some sort of an autoimmune condition. You got to realize that the keto is not going to solve it for you. It is a powerful tool that can help you reduce inflammation, help you dial in your diet and get energy and feel better. But it's not going to do it for you, unfortunately. So you got to do the hard work of reducing the stress, of lining up your intention and your will, and reformatting your entire lifestyle. It's a whole lifestyle approach. So I hope that helps. Reduce stress. It's the first one. If you're working a job you hate, if you're in a relationship that's unhealthy, if you're living in an environment that you don't want to be in anymore, you got to do something about that. Thanks, Kyle. Best of luck to you, man. Caveman way. I've been having coconut oil and cut dairy and red meat on top to reduce symptoms, but still bloat and have digestive issues. Yeah, so that's Caveman way. He's the guy who was asking about no gallbladder, eating a higher fat diet. You got to get some digestive enzymes going on. You got to get the bile salts. Those will help. Of course, I'm not a doctor. Consult with your doctor. Blah blah blah. Lekshay Chug says, I've lost around 25 kilos. Wow. But now from past 3 months, my weight's not dropping. I'm going to the gym 5 times a week. Any suggestions what to do? By the way, I'm on keto from around 3 weeks now. So you just started keto 3 weeks ago. You dropped 25 kilos already, not in the 3 weeks of keto, but before. Hey, congratulations. What you were doing was working, and you've kept it off. But you think you've hit a stall. You're doing keto as of 3 weeks. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your macros are. I don't know how big you are. I don't know how much what you were doing in the past, but I will say this, stick to it. You might be eating too much fat. If you're trying to lose body fat, you don't need 200 plus grams of fat every day. So maybe look at that. Maybe adjust them macros and make sure you're not getting too much fat on the plate so that you can burn the fat from your body instead. Cat C says, Jessica's flatbread is a staple in this household. Jessica, you got another flatbread fan. The flatbreads, they're so good. Super, super good. All right. Sharon Garlic says, I make my own kombucha and honey mead and drink it when it's fermented. But is it still so sweet for a keto diet? That's a good question. You make your own honey mead, you make your own kombucha. You want to make sure that it's not too sweet, that you fermented most of the sugars out. It should be all right. You know, with honey mead, if you're making mead, probably shouldn't be drinking significant amounts of that mead every day unless you're an alcoholic. I mean, you know, so ease into that. But yeah, you should be okay. Moderation, you know, don't go nuts with it. It should be all right. Chase and 6 says, sorry, I didn't finish my question before. Been watching a lot of Jason Blaha and been working out hard, trying to get up sex appeal. Jason's advice didn't work. Have any help? I know who this is. You think I didn't know who this was commenting? Clever. Yeah, no, but if you are trying to increase your sex appeal by listening to Jason Blaha, good luck, my friend. Keep it up. All right. Stephanie Levitt says, pronounced like Levitt from Virginia. This is another comment, but I decided I'm going to buy your book when I get off work today. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. My wife appreciates that so much. She worked really hard. It was a family project, and we're obviously really hyped to be able to finally share it with you guys. Enjoy the book. Thanks for purchasing it. And again, if you guys want to find the book yourself, it's only available at primaledgehealth.com. All right. Could you comment on combining OMAD with keto? I don't know what OMAD is. Sorry. Will C. Hutchinson said, what's the difference between low carb and ketogenic? That's a great question. What's the difference between low carb and ketogenic? I don't know. I'll give you my definition, right? Everyone's got their own definition of everything now. The internet allows us to all just invent definitions for things and load up everybody's sayings and assume whatever they're saying means what we think we want it to mean. So project whatever you want on it. But I'll say this. Ketogenic diet is helps you maintain. Carbs will have to be kept around 30 grams and under net carb. A low carb diet, I would consider anything under like 120, let's say anything under, let's say 100 grams of carbs and under is a low carb diet. Maybe 150 grams. So yeah, low carb has more carbs, might not be quite ketogenic. A ketogenic diet is always low in carbs, but not all low carb diets will be ketogenic. I hope that helps. Gavin Henley, what's up, man? Love your Q&A. Can you explain what is meant by inflammatory food? Does it swell the body up? All right, so if you got an allergic reaction to a food, say you're gluten intolerant. Every time you eat gluten, it's opening up the tight junctions in the gut and allowing food particles and toxic things to get into your bloodstream. To even pass the blood-brain barrier. Zonulin opens the blood-brain barrier, and this creates an inflammatory response in the gut, which also affects the brain. Everyone talks about the gut-brain axis now. The gut and the brain are intimately connected. Some would say that like that gut is just an extension of your brain. That's why you start feeling weird before you got to take a dump. Yeah, so if you're eating inflammatory foods, some foods, like some people can handle wheat. They don't get any inflammatory response, but other people get a very strong acute inflammatory response. So there's an example right there. Don't eat foods you're allergic to. If you know you get crappy reactions to certain foods, stay away from them. All right, Jennifer Santangelo says, just bought the cookbook. Look out, Easter dinner. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Can't wait to hear your review. Anybody who's bought the book, feel free to leave a review on the website. I know it takes time and it takes energy to do. It's not easy, but it's really helpful. It's really nice when people do leave a review on the book. It really helps us. So leave a review if you feel like it. All the reviews have been super positive too. Pretty awesome. What dehydrator does Jessica use? I see her cookbook manual refers to one often. Any suggestions? Check out, all right, so in the manual, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, a training manual for low carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. I like saying it because I actually finally memorized the full title. She's got a section, it's called Building Your Keto Kitchen. And Jessica, do you list the dehydrator type in there? She uses an Excalibur 9000 dehydrator.
No, not 9,000,
9 tray. Excalibur.
And you can get them refurbished.
You can get an Excalibur dehydrator by pulling it out of a stone. Now, the Excalibur dehydrator, it's like the basic dehydrator, quintessential. And she gets a lot of use out of it. That's actually something, one of the remnants of the raw vegan experiment days from years ago, almost a decade ago. Wow, it's been a long time. Yeah, one of the first things we had in Ecuador, one of the first things we owned was a dehydrator that we brought with us. It was very expensive to bring too. Yeah, the Excalibur, decent dehydrator. There might be better ones out there now though. My gripe with the Excalibur is it's not very efficient, energy efficient, wastes a lot of electricity. So the Excalibur dehydrator, it's got 9 trays inside of it. It works perfectly. It regulates temperature great. It works fantastic. I just think the design has some flaws. Like it needs some engineering because there's a hole all around the face of it that allows air to come out. And that's part of the regulation of temperature that's required. But I don't know. I still think it's under-engineered and it could be more betterer. Could be engineered to be more efficient. But it's a great dehydrator, probably the best one out there when we bought it. And might still be one of the best ones out there today. The Excalibur dehydrator. You can dehydrate your own meat and make your own beef jerky if you got one of these things. And you can make a really, really good pemmican, which the cookbook shows you how to do. And crackers, low-carb crackers, also can be made with a dehydrator. I think it's a really valuable and powerful tool to add to your keto kitchen. So let's see. D, that was your name, D. Check out the section in the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, Building Your Keto Kitchen, I think it's called, or How to Build Your Ketogenic Kitchen. And she talks about all the tools she uses, basic stuff. Get them anywhere. You can even make a solar dehydrator. Look up plans for solar dehydrators. Very easy to make. All right. JP Miranda says, you lost 80 kilos in the last 60 days. I feel amazing. I learned everything from you, and I just bought/downloaded your book. Thanks, Jessica. Wow. JP. Thank you. I don't know what to say. Like, thank you, man. Making my day. I'm so glad. You lost how many? 8 kilos in 60 days. It's fantastic. Keep it up. Keep going. It's a long-term thing. If you lost 8 kilos in 60 days, it means you probably got more body fat to burn. Keep going, man. That's your life. That's your body. You're in control. I am Fitness 360 says, I intermittent fast in the night and also work out at night. Will not eating after the workout impact my gains? Great question. So all the studies out there on post-workout nutrition have shown that it doesn't matter. As long as you eat within 24 hours of that workout, you're fine. You're going to rebuild your muscle tissue. Don't worry about it. You know what really benefits from immediate surge of protein powder after a workout? The pockets of these fitness companies who are robbing your money, selling you basically waste products from cheese manufacturing, telling you it's going to improve your gains. Oops, I said it. Fitness industry is a joke. All right. JVB45, broccoli muffins and meatballs are wicked as well. All right, the meatballs, Mama's best meatball recipe. Here's a trick. So you take that recipe for the meatballs from the Ketogenic Edge cookbook. You mix in 50% ground beef heart with the ground beef. So you supercharge it with that beef heart, which has got a lot of coenzyme Q10, and it's freaking delicious. Beef heart is one of the best introductory organ meats to eat. So check out that recipe, mix in the beef heart with those, and you can make a meatball sandwich if you use those keto flatbreads, also in the cookbook, and use a recipe from the sauces section for the hollandaise sauce. You take those meatballs, you cut them in half, in between the sandwich, you can put a couple sliced tomatoes, whatever else you like on it, and then you just slather that hollandaise sauce on it, and you've got a delicious meatball sandwich that is amazing. So try that out. It's a combination of 3 recipes from the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, the training manual for a low-carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. Everybody's just like bantering about their favorite recipes now. I love this. Broccoli muffins and meatballs. The broccoli muffins are righteous. I love all her recipes, says Kat. Thank you, Kat. Jackhammer says, you skipped my question. I'd like to know best book to buy for information about keto diet for epilepsy. I don't know. I did skip your question because I don't know the best book on ketogenic diet for epilepsy. Terry Walls has some interesting stuff on ketogenic diet for autoimmune. There's a lot of stuff out there. Check out the Charlie Foundation. If you're interested in a ketogenic diet for epilepsy, especially for children, look into the Charlie Foundation. All right? Hope that helps. Yadaki82 says, hi there. Do you know what exactly makes the body use its own energy reserve, aka body fat, opposed to just tuning down the energy flow? It does both. It does both. There's many things that would affect your ability to efficiently burn fat. If you're more stressed, your body's going to want to hold on to it. So it's going to decrease metabolic rate. Long time in a deficit, your body will also decrease the metabolic rate. You don't want to idle high if you don't got a lot of gas. So those are some things that will affect it. D says, thank you. I've been looking for a while. Been reading her book all day. I love it. Thank you. All right. Optimistically, Sarah says, is it better if I combine intermittent fasting with keto diet? Not necessarily. You can get just as good of results on a ketogenic diet without intermittent fasting. But intermittent fasting can sometimes make it a lot easier to eat less. You're in deeper ketosis most of the day, then you finally get the meal in. I prefer to skew it early in the day, but most people eat late in the day on a ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting can make it easy to restrict calories. But as long as you're not eating significantly more when you're not doing intermittent fasting, you're not going to get more results just from intermittent fasting. Clip Cut says, will protein kick me out of ketosis? Good question. Oh, I mean, like you said, whey protein. So a whole bunch of whey protein at once might temporarily pull you out of ketosis. Sure, whey is very insulinogenic. You're eating foods at a mixed meal, then this like protein's going to kick you out of ketosis thing. It's kind of a waste of energy, in my opinion. Kind of a waste of breath to be telling people, oh, the extra protein is going to turn into sugar. If you're looking for ketogenic diet, if you're looking for fat loss from a ketogenic diet, then that transitory spike in insulin that you're going to get from eating protein, it's not going to kill you. You're going to be fine. So yeah, I don't think whey protein is the best thing to be eating all the time. Protein powders in general, I think they're kind of a waste of money. I think they're a total waste of money. But not going to destroy your progress. All right. You also asked about insulin spike after ingesting carbs. Is it almost immediate? Depends on context. If you're very insulin resistant, be different. It's all about context. The type of carbohydrates and the type of foods you're eating affect how much insulin is released as well. And also mixing foods together. So like you look at the GI, the glycemic index of foods, that'll tell you how much insulin is required. But the GI index changes if you mix foods together. So mixing your meals, nobody eats a meal of just straight protein or just straight fat or just straight carb. It's always a mix. So that affects it as well. Kevin Jones says, I love beef heart. My mom used to make grilled hamburgers out of it. Thank you. Yes. Beef heart is so good. It's really, really good. And it's reasonably priced too. You can probably get it cheaper than most muscle meats in most places because it's not that sought after. If you look at apex predators, they first go for the liver and the heart. They first go for these nutrient-dense organ meats. If you're looking to get into organ meats, go for it. There's some recipes on our website as well as in the cookbook. There's a lot of free recipes on our website. You know, I'm plugging the cookbook because that's how we stay afloat here. That's how we keep this content coming for free. But also, there's a lot of free content available on the website, a lot of free recipes. There's several liver recipes, I believe. Check it out. Check out the website. Some controversy going on downstairs. Ariana's pulling out Jessica's hair, and she thinks it's funny. Naughty, naughty. All right. Delta V says, hello, love the cookbook. Thank you. What are your thoughts on a zero-carb protein shake for a quick meal/snack? Hey, if you look snacking, if you're looking for fat loss, you don't want to snack. But a quick meal, protein shake, that could be fine. Why not, though? Why not just do something else fast? Like you can have some... I always talk about sardines, right? Because that's my go-to protein source when I got to go. If I'm traveling somewhere, a couple cans of sardines is all I need for a whole day. I can get by. Sardines canned in olive oil, they're delicious. They're really, really good. So I mean, why not just go for whole food sources instead of like, you know, making a protein shake? Why not have a little bit of sardines with some avocado or something like that? Just an idea. Or even if you like canned tuna, that's fine as well. You know, I mean, there's a lot of other ways you can go about it. Quick meals and meal prep. The ketogenic keto flatbreads from the cookbook are a very, very good recipe to bring to go. You can bulk prepare them and bring them to go. Hard-boiled eggs, another really good one for bringing with you. Beef jerky, another really good one. There's many options other than protein shakes. But alas, the marketing, the power of the marketing of protein powders cannot be denied. All right, CJ Drums, best fat loss workout, totally stalled. All right, you're not stalled because you're missing the magic workout. There is no magic fat loss workout. And actually, just working out isn't burning a bunch of fat. It's afterwards. Metabolism's boosted. When mTOR, after the workout, you're burning more fat. That's what I'll say. So there's no magic workout that'll make you lose weight. You got to dial in your macros. Make sure you're eating enough protein, but not way too much protein, which is hard to do. Even though people seem to think that it's so easy to do, it's very hard to eat way too much protein on keto. If you're eating whole foods. Hey, you might be eating too much fat. You might be eating too much in general. You might be stressing yourself out too much, not sleeping right. There's a lot of things that could be going on. A magic workout, unfortunately, it's not going to break through that stall. Now, here's what I'll say. Workouts for fat loss, intensity training versus moderate intensity, low intensity, steady state cardio, they can all work. Whatever works for you, whatever modality you enjoy, whatever you can do consistently, do that. All right. Is increased blood sugar after a workout, non-diabetic values though, a sign that you're maybe overdoing it? See, this is the craziness that's out there. No, it's normal to have higher blood sugar after a workout. It's normal for ketones to drop after a workout too. Workouts. All right. Working out will change your blood sugar. Your blood sugar, when it's doing intense workout, when it's doing intense exercise, your body needs to increase the glycogen. You're using it up. So your body will make glucose when you're working out hard. You don't need to, if you're not diabetic, stop wasting your time, money, and energy, and psychic power, and life force, draining yourself of blood after everything you freaking do. Everything you step on a crack when you're walking down the street. Better check my blood glucose. It's ridiculous. If you're not diabetic, stop it. You're looking for fat loss. You don't need to be worried about your blood glucose level after your workout if you're not diabetic. This is absurd. People are taking medical ketogenic diet necessities and extrapolating that, projecting that onto the general population that don't need to waste their money on these things. Save your time, save your money. It's normal and healthy for you to have higher blood glucose when you're working out. You should create more glucose so you have more energy. Boom. It's got to be there when it's ready. Your body's intelligent. Vanette, Mustafa, you're doing well. Great question. I'm not trying to beat up on you. It's a question that comes up all the time. Kind of get sick of answering it. All right. But I like this. This is what I like doing. I like helping you guys, giving you guys information for free and clearing the air on all that BS out there. D says, I think I made every single recipe in the Maca book. Spent the whole day today reading your family keto manual cookbook. D, thank you. I'm glad you like the Maca book too. The Maca book's free. And it's awesome. What's that, Ari? Ari says, cool. All right. Bob Gardner says, you guys rock. I bought your cookbook 3 months in, down 24 pounds of visceral fat. Thanks in part to your inspiration. Wow. Thank you, man. 24 pounds of visceral fat. You're probably feeling a lot better. You probably feel like a new man. 24 pounds of visceral fat. Now, visceral fat is the dangerous fat that's associated with metabolic derangement, metabolic syndrome, and insulin resistance. So you want that stuff gone. Well done. Kevin Jones, that's such a nice question. Kevin Jones says, ever consider putting an Amazon.com click-through link on your site so any purchases I make from Amazon can support your site? Jessica, do you know what an Amazon click-through link is? Is he just talking? We'll look into it. Thank you, man. Kevin Jones, that's such a nice question. Wanting to support our site. We don't sell anything through Amazon because we're not trying to give Amazon a cut of our hard-earned cash. You know, we work hard. There's an independent gig. We don't have sponsors telling us what to say, what we can't say, what we should say. We don't have any of that. We're independent, family-run business. So thank you for supporting us. And, you know, we do, in a lot of the articles and in the recipes that are online for our site, I know we do use some affiliate links from Amazon. So if you just go to the, like, I'm pretty sure if you're shopping on Amazon and you're going to buy something really expensive, say you're going to go buy a Ferrari on Amazon and spend $500,000. You want to support our website, go to our website, use an affiliate link to get to Amazon and then buy your thing on Amazon. And it might give us, I don't know, some Amazon affiliate cash. Who knows? I don't even know if that's how it works. Yeah, Jessica says they'll give us $5 for your $500,000 purchase. All right, clip cut rather. What are your opinions on full fat milk? I understand it's quite high in carb, but what are your thoughts about if I supplement full fat milk instead of almond milk in my protein shakes? All right, look, on a ketogenic diet, full fat milk, probably not the best thing to go for. Milk, very insulinogenic, and per cup, it's got like 12 grams of carbs, so you're not going to want to use milk on a ketogenic diet. Outside the context of a ketogenic diet, like on a low-carb diet, hey, full fat milk's fine. But if you're doing keto, stay away from it. JVB45, when you have low body fat percentage and a high activity lifestyle, eating high fat should be fine, right? They try to keep good proteins up too. Absolutely, man. Look, there's nothing wrong with a high fat diet. The reason I'm always talking about the confusion here is because a lot of people think that for fat loss, if you just eat more fat, you're going to burn more fat. That's not how it works. You're not going to burn more body fat by eating as much dietary fat as you can. If you want to burn body fat, eventually you've got to restrict dietary fat some so that you burn that body fat. And ketogenic diets, a ketogenic diet that's well formulated makes it pretty easy to do that. What's your question again? Low body fat percentage, high activity lifestyle. You're trying to do keto? Yeah, you're going to be eating high fat. In that case, your diet will look like about 80% or so of fat. So you're going to eat more fat than somebody who's trying to lose weight. Kevin Jones says it's a part of the Amazon affiliate program. Yeah, we do. We've got affiliate links, man, on the website. Next time you're going to buy that expensive camera, you're going to buy that, I don't know, whatever it is that is expensive. That would be awesome. Use our affiliate link, please. And thanks for wanting to support us, man. I mean, we really appreciate it. Like, we appreciate our audience. We care about you guys. That's why we put this out. We want to help. We want to give you guys the best information available for free. That's why we do these hangouts and answer whatever questions pop up. So Lewis says, does intermittent fasting heighten HGH, meaning human growth hormone? Yes, they found that fasting for 24 hours will increase human growth hormone by, I believe, in males, I think it was like 2,000%. That's a lot, but that's 24-hour fast, or maybe it was 48 hours. Correct me if I'm wrong. Intermittent fasting for 16 hours theoretically should improve growth hormone levels. Is this going to be like an anabolic level of human growth hormone? Like basically, I'm doing 16-hour fast every day, so I'm basically on steroids. Like I'm taking jacked. No, it won't work like that. But your human growth hormone levels will increase, and that helps to maintain lean muscle mass. So this is one of the ways that fasting has kind of, buttressed the catabolic effects of itself. So when you're fasting, your body will hold on to lean muscle mass by increasing human growth hormone to maintain it. Interesting, right? Pretty cool stuff. Okay. Let's see. We'll do a few more questions here. Where are we at? All right. Alex A. Hey, mate. Thank you very much for all the great content. Started keto 6 weeks ago. 18 pounds down, and your videos have really helped me root out the bad from the good. Thanks a million. Keep it up. No question, though. Thanks, man. Alex, best of luck on your journey. Dude, 18 pounds down in 6 weeks. 3 pounds a week. That's fantastic. Continue. Keep going. Can you do a cleanse including fruit juice while on keto? No, you're not going to drink fruit juice on keto. Sorry. Fruit juice and keto will not mix. I'm not saying that all fruit juice is bad, but on a ketogenic diet, you're not going to want to drink fruit juice. Can you recommend any wholesome post-workout supplements for someone losing weight with keto? Do I even need one? That's a fantastic question, and I might close with that unless more questions come through. Island Girl 6637, good question. Post-workout supplements are not required. Post-workout supplements and post-workout nutrition, it's kind of a joke. As long as you get in food within 24 hours of that workout, you will get results. You will still rebuild that lean muscle mass, and you will still get the same results as if you eat directly after the workout. So there is no need to eat right after a workout. But if your meal timing tends to be after your workout, just eat a meal that lines up with the macros you're shooting for. If that's a keto meal, then a balanced meal of proteins, fats, and vegetables will be totally sufficient. Totally fine. So thank you for the question. D says, great family, love the channel, lots of info. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, D. Thank you. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for tuning in, for the questions. Let's see. I'm going to start wrapping this up here, guys. So to everybody who joined, thank you so much. To everybody who's been leaving questions or leaving comments and reviews on the Ketogenic Edge cookbook on the website, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We know it takes time and energy to do it. We thank you for doing that. It really, really helps us out. Alex A's got one more question. Alex, my man, let's do this. Or woman, whatever. Alex says, I have a question about keto and mental health. I've noticed my depression is much more in check since I've started. Is this due to the impact of ketones on the brain? That's one of my favorite things to hear. I was talking about this on a podcast earlier, someone else's podcast that was recorded. Hopefully it ends up getting put up because I've done several other people's podcasts and they just never put up the video. So whatever. But there's some nice guys I talked to earlier, and we talked about this. Ketogenic diet for depression and anxiety. This is something that's very common. People dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, starting major lifestyle changes like a ketogenic diet and getting drastic changes in their mental health and how they feel. This is one of my favorite stories. It's just the stories of people who say that they were depressed or super anxious. They started their diet. They did a high fat, low carbohydrate diet. They completely flipped the way their mind works. So there's many things that are going on here. We talk about inflammation a lot here, right? Inflammation can be the root of a lot of diseases and chronic conditions. But did you know that inflammation and depression are coupled Depression and inflammation are linked. When you're depressed, you get more inflamed. When you're inflamed, you get more depressed. Chicken or egg type situation, kind of, right? Now, a ketogenic diet will favor more stable brain chemistry. It will favor a state where you're producing more GABA. GABA is a neuroprotective, and that's very beneficial for maintaining calmness, for maintaining a state of low anxiety, because you have these other things called excitatory neurotransmitters. Serotonin, very excitatory. What's it called? Chinese food stuff. The name, but there's a lot of excitatory neurotransmitters that can kind of fry out little connectors there in the brain. These inhibitory and neuroprotective neurotransmitters like GABA have a soothing, calming effect. So that will definitely play an important part when you're having depression, when you're having anxiety. People actually sell GABA supplements. There's this special form of GABA that companies manufacture. It's like a Russian pharmaceutical drug called Phenibut. And that's a GABA that's designed to cross the blood-brain barrier. They use this for anxiety. Now, I'm not saying you should use this drug, but I'm saying that ketogenic diets, a properly formulated ketogenic diet, will get you in that state where your brain is burning ketones, where your brain is creating more GABA. And it'll get you in that state naturally without any drugs. So you are literally regulating brain chemistry and changing the chemistry of your neurology through diet. And that's powerful. And you're reducing your inflammation and you're losing body fat. So just all a total package, full body approach. Because if you're dealing with depression, just like with fat loss, it's got to be a whole lifestyle approach. Just changing the foods you eat is not going to make you not depressed. It's one major milestone, though. If you start treating your vessel and honoring yourself and giving yourself the nutrition you need and treating yourself well, that's a big step towards getting out of that depression. Because we all know that when we're depressed, we are not taking care of ourselves. We don't take care of ourselves if we're depressed. But it's a major diet, can completely change your life. But it's got to be a whole lifestyle approach. So not only do you have to change your diet, you got to change the way what you feed on, the energy that you feed on. If that's anxiety that's usually fueling you, you got to find an alternate fuel source. So, yeah, I'm so glad to hear that your brain is feeling better. You're less depressed on keto. Fantastic. Just keep it up. You're not the only one. A lot of people feel the same way, and a lot of people get the same benefits from a ketogenic diet. So I'm going to leave it at that. Sharon Garlic says, what did you say? Thanks to Jessica's cookbook. I'm in New Zealand. There's a lot of lamb heart here for $2. So cheap, and my family loves it. Is lamb heart as good as beef heart? Yes, and it's better. Lamb is so good. Sheep tallow. I really like sheep tallow too. Call me crazy, but I actually like it. I think it tastes good. It's pungent, but it's good. Yeah, lamb heart, fantastic. All you New Zealanders out there, get some of that lamb heart that is in such abundance in your country because it's good stuff. So thank you everybody for joining the Hangout. If you want to find more, check out primaledgehealth.com. If you want to be informed about these Hangouts so that you can join us, tune into this later on YouTube or the podcast thing, iTunes. If you're just listening to this later on and you want to catch one of these live and be able to ask me questions or talk to me live or just throw some comments in there or just get banned for throwing troll comments in there, join us by checking out the website and sign up on the sidebar for the newsletter, and you'll be informed before we do these Hangouts so that you can make it live. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for joining. Try to do my best. We try to do our best here to give you guys the truth, to give you guys the information that will help you to succeed, whether you're going for fat loss, whether you're trying to completely overhaul your life and get out of a depressive phase using diet and lifestyle changes, or whether you're just trying to sleep better at night and correct your circadian rhythm. We're here to help. We love being able to help you guys. We love being able to share our content with you. So check out primaledgehealth.com. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. You can check us out on Facebook too. And yeah, the ebook, the cookbook, is available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. Yeah, so sign up for the newsletter if you want to be informed about this next time. I hope I was able to answer everybody's questions. I did my best to answer most of them And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great week, great day, or great night, whenever it is you happen to be listening to this. Yeah, signing out from the Andes of Ecuador, in between some gentle showers here in the here in Ecuador. So see you guys next time. PrimalEdgeHealth.com. Bye-bye.